Welcome to Ag on Wheels. Today we find ourselves in Crawford, Texas with the Westerfeld family. Here it's a simple way of life with a diverse farming operation. So Mr. Westerfeld, why don't you go ahead and introduce your family?
I'm Greg.
Shelley. Maddie.
Brady.
Melissa.
So they farm corn, cotton, and wheat. But we're going to hear a little bit about their operation and just how they do it. So stay tuned. So as we said earlier, farming is in your blood and it takes a good support system, faith. But tell me a little bit about your parents when they started farming. What impact did they have on you?
They had been farming long before I was born. And my dad has seen a lot of changes with agriculture in his time because they used to farm with horse and two-row plows.
But what is one prominent change that you've seen aside from technology?
The size of the equipment. From that tractor right over there to what we have now.
Much larger.
Yeah,
Larger than life, right?
Yeah, larger than life.
Large wallet too, to buy him. So a lot of times when people see a cornfield, they think that they can just go ahead and go in and take a bite out of it. But that's not the case because there are different types of corn.
So field corn is used mostly for feed cattle, or sweet corn, you want to pick it when it's high moisture content. Field corn, you want it dried down. A lot of people will grind it up, use it in feed, that kind of stuff.
Earlier we talked about herbicide. What is a herbicide?
It is a chemical that controls weeds and grasses in your crop.
Tell me a little bit about how Acuron has simplified your operation when it comes to growing your crop.
It keeps us out of the field with the spray rig most of the growing season. We come in with the first shot of Roundup and put Acuron in, and it keeps us clean throughout the growing season.
So basically it cuts down your trips to the field,
Yes.
Which is great now that gas prices are really high, right?
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
It's a win-win. You know, the husbands can't do their job without a good support system, such as their wives and their children. And so how important is this family unit to you within the operation?
I think it's the single-handed most important thing you can have as family, because without that, who's going to pray for you? Who's going to be there to help you day to day with all the activities that are, essential? Like I said, the laundry, the eating, that's just surface level stuff. The farm cannot run without love and faith. Who else is going to do it besides family?
Exactly. And who else is going to make this awesome ice cream? We're still with the Westerfelds, just a different set of them. We find ourselves in Moody, Texas, and I just want to know, are the farmers as moody as the weather here?
Yeah, sometimes.
I can imagine.
It depends on the weather, yes.
So since you're a moody farmer, go ahead and tell me your name.
I'm Terry Westerfeld.
I'm Todd Westerfeld.
Amanda Westerfeld.
And we're going to learn more about their crops here in Central Texas, so stay tuned. So Terry, let me ask you, did your family start out here in Central Texas?
Yes, right over there next to
The other
where
Westerfelds?
you just came. And Dad worked hard. I mean, he worked 10 times harder than we worked. Running a threshing crew, running a hay baler. We think we work hard. We work hard in spurts. I mean, it's just hammer down, but he worked hard all the time.
Todd, what about you? Did you always want to farm, or did your dad push it on you, or did you just kind of fall into it?
No, Dad actually never pushed it. When I went to college, he was steadfast in his decision and wanting me to go to college and not just start farming, because he wanted me to have a backup plan. And so I guess, subconsciously I always knew that I would end up farming, but there were times that I was unsure of it. I started at a young age like he did, probably 7 or 8 years old.
Did you drive better than he did?
I haven't run through, well, and I've knocked down a few telephone poles, but that's what those companies are for, put them back up. But it's kind of funny because he said, do something that you would enjoy outside of farming. So I chose computers. So I went to college on that, and now looking back, it's funny. farming is all revolving around computers and technology now, so that 4 years I spent in college learning that aspect of it really now helps the farming side of it down the road.
Explain to me, what is your favorite crop to grow? I'm assuming y'all just do row crops.
Probably corn's most favorite because it's a little bit less work. And I quit growing wheat because
He was the bad luck charm
I
of
was
this
the bad
area.
luck charm of this area. And when I quit growing wheat, everybody started having good crops.
Oh,
So now they're paying me not to grow it anymore.
And that is highly accurate.
Yeah.
and things have turned around then.
Yeah, for the wheat. Yeah.
Okay, in order to farm, I think you really have to love what you do. So what keeps you getting up every day and going to the field despite the challenges that you may face?
German heritage of being stubborn. Not really, it is. It's an acquired trait to do what we do every year with no guarantees. And we're 100% dry land. Irrigated guys got the same problems that we do. And you know, at the end of the day, you're up to the good graces of God if you're going to have a crop or not. And there's years just like last year that we had one of the better cotton crops that we'd had in a while, and 13 inches of rain later at harvest time, you know, it's humbling. It really is, and it does a lot to teach life lessons outside of the farming world that I wish a lot of people, you know, could grasp a hold of, because, you know, having the work ethic that we do, and then sometimes you get knocked down on the ground to be able to start over again the next year and try again, you know, it's something that a lot of people could get a lot out of.
Absolutely. And so let's say that we had a young farmer standing here today. What one piece of advice would you give him?
Never get discouraged and never give up, because you're going to face, whether it's farming or just anything in life, there's going to be stuff that gets you down. There's going to be stuff that makes you want to quit, but you have to be willing to start over, just like we do with a new crop, and try it again, because I mean, you never know when that year is going to be that great year. And so, you know, when you're faced with hardship, sometimes you just have to, you know, be able to put your nose down and just go after it.
Tell me a little bit about how Syngenta has helped you from start to finish with your farming portfolio.
You know, they've just been really good about being there with us, meeting with us, being out in the fields, and, you know, they're always there, they're helpful with us, and, you know, at the end of the day, they care. They just want to help us find us the best product out there to, you know, make sure that we're as efficient as we can be as a farm.
How do we know when this corn is ready to be harvested?
Well, just like today, lots of sweating. So what we will do is we will go out into the fields and hand shell, and what that means is we're just pulling out 4 to 8 ears by hand. We bring them back to our shop where we have a moisture tester. We've got a little device we can use to help get the kernels off the cob that saves our hands basically, and then we will, you know, test that. It's not a great representation and not as accurate as a machine, but it can kind of give us an idea when we think we can get into the field.
So Todd, how has Acuron helped you within your harvest process?
You know, it really helps in this environment in Central Texas dry land where we don't have perfect weather all the time. It gives our crops the best chance to perform by keeping the weeds at bay and being able to keep them from ever coming up, give our corn the best chance it has to grow, is really a key factor in us being successful in this area.
All right, guys, thank you so much for allowing me and my family this time to come visit your operation. We truly appreciate it and all your hard work. So thank you guys, and God bless. Where will I be next? Only God knows.